Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin market. So you could see that the downward action actually has exceeded our expectations. So we talked about retracing to the 61 area, 60-61. It's a bit deep retracement compared to what has happened last week in the beginning. You can see where the collapse has happened here. So you can see the same action across the board. We have taken a detailed look at the current situation in our weekly reports on the Forex market and the gold market. Actually, we have discussed all circumstances of the current processes, and actually it's not a surprise because we were talking about this in the last two years, that United States economy is entering the problems, and any moment might be some trigger for total collapse. And actually, of course, this action that we see right now is not the total collapse yet, but still it's just we are coming to the situation where problems is very difficult to keep on the curtain, and it start to moving outside and coming on the surface. Hopefully you have read our recent Bitcoin market fundamental report that we have prepared last week, and there we have talked about very tricky moment. In particular, the Donald Trump comments on the Bitcoin conference that he intends to resolve the debt problem, national debt problem, with the Bitcoin. Also, we talked about the central bank digital currency and why the positions of the Republicans and Democrats are absolutely opposite on these two moments. In fact, later has happened some interview to the Donald Trump, and we said, just confirmed that he would like to use the Bitcoin to resolve the debt problem. And in our report we have written and told that well, I think that they will try to manipulate the price of the Bitcoin via ETFs, because now they already control about 25-30% of the market. They will manipulate the price, accumulating Bitcoin at the lower at the bottoms, and push the price higher. So they lead the price on some outstanding levels that will take approximately 2/3 of the national debt, or even higher, 3/4 of the national debt, and then just pay out with the Bitcoin some national debt. This is the logic, what they intend to do. From that then point of view, that any swings on the Bitcoin, as you understand, it's useless to make trying to find the fundamental background, because when you know that Bitcoin is totally stands in the hands of the ETF that controlled indirectly with the government, what particularly you would like to analyze. So actually you understand that this is nonsense. So they could move the Bitcoin in any direction that they would like to, and they do not need any fundamental background. So from that standpoint, in the recent crash, yes, you could read some media and find some explanation that's rising tensions on the conflict on the Middle East, or that the Fed hasn't cut the rate in July, or some other problems. So it's always will be some reasons that you could put under this collapse. But in general, situation might be more simple. So let's take a look from what's going on the technical side. Market has dropped out of the flag consolidation, and situation is changing really drastically and fast. So just last month we talked about the possible bullish resolving of this current situation, when the market shows minor spike below this support area and return right back up to the top, but unfortunately it was not able to break it up, and everything returns back to down. And currently, as you can see, market already stands below the flag consolidation. This is bad sign for the Bitcoin. Why? Because it means that the consolidation and power accumulation near the top was not enough to challenge it and break it up. It means that in the current circumstance, already, although we still have the bullish trend nominally here, but market still could show deeper retracement. It doesn't mean that will happen very soon because this is monthly chart. It will take months, but potentially it could mean that market will keep going lower and could return back in areas of the 30,000. So on different levels, because sell-off is relatively strong. We should keep an eye on what's going on in general in the markets, on the stock market in particular. But from a technical point of view, this is definitely signs of weakness. On the weekly chart, currently you could see trend stands bearish here. You could see that market has dropped to the strong confluence area around 50 even. So this is very strong support area. Our market is not at oversold, but it stands relatively close, around 45 area. So here on a lower time frame, we could get some pullback out, some normal reaction on this support area. Although for the truth's sake, you could see that level already has been tested once. Now market has dropped it slightly deeper. It even has pierced it down for the whole levels, stands below it. Now shows minor pullback. So this level is becoming weaker. It means that market is challenging this area, and in general you can see the pace of the collapse. It's important. This makes us think that on a daily chart, market is aiming on the next downside target. So that's what we actually talked about. Let's take a look. Recall this OP, this sharp upward direction, where we are trying to use or suggested to use 61 area for a possible entry with a possible upward continuation. But market even hasn't formed the pattern that we discussed last time, and just direct collapse has happened. Since OP already has been achieved, this sharp reversal down means that market is aiming on the XOP, which is stand around 44. That will be next downside continuation. Obviously, market strongly oversold right now on the daily, since we are standing also at the confluence support on the weekly chart. We could expect here some pullback, some retracement. In general, if we take a look at the acceleration here, is also very bearish. And speaking about this most recent, this is our initial ABCD pattern with this XOP target, but we have here is also minor ABCD. OP already has been tested, and take a look with this ABCD pattern. You can see sharp acceleration of the CD leg. This is also bearish sign. It means that the context currently stands bearish, but we will not consider taking the short position immediately just because of the strong support where market stands. So from that standpoint, we need to consider some pullback to the upside, to some resistance levels, and you can see it on the daily chart, 50, 57, and next will be 62. These two major levels that we have from the Bitcoin. And here's what actually we talked about. If you remember, last time we said, take a look, here's maybe some minor pullback, and we in general we intend to watch for 61 areas completion of this hand and shoulders. But take a look, the hand and shoulders has not been formed at all. Market just collapsed. So although we were correct on the direction, but unfortunately we haven't got opportunity to take the position with this. It's just because hand shoulders has not been formed. So just sharp drop has happened. By taking a look at the hourly chart, or my situation, this is 2-hour chart. Currently I do not see something really interesting. Those of you who would like to take the long position on the intraday charts have to keep an eye on what's going on around this area. So watch for particular patterns. So if you will get some bullish pattern on the bottom, you could try to use it to consider some pullback. You could see here we have confluence resistance 57, 59 area. That's most probable first destination where market could pull back. And so those of you who would like to trade it on the daily and weekly basis, or to take in the short position, now should do nothing, wait when the bounce will happen, and then we will consider chance for taking the short position. Here's actually I would like to attract your attention to the point that explains particular when the situation becoming evident. I understand that this is some hindsight view, but anyway, it's useful for analysis. Once the OP has been completed, if you remember on Thursday we discussed possible scenarios for scalp traders, and said take a look. It seems that something like hand shoulders is forming here, and you could try to use the long position with the stops below the OP. And what has happened a few hours later, you could see that clearly shows that the problems are here. So once market has formed this hand and shoulders, collapse has happened, market closed below the right arm, so that was the failure point. Particularly at this point, it's becoming clear that market will drop at least below the OP area. Of course, we can't suggest that this will happen, this type of action, but that's particular the point where it was possible to identify the situation that no upward action will happen. So that's just explains that market will keep going lower. So okay, as a bottom line, as we said, scalp traders could and should search chance to go along here with watching for the patterns. It's very dangerous to take the long position without the patterns, just because you will not find the correct points where to hide your stop, and it could mean that if no patterns will be formed, it means that market could just keep going lower. So it is dangerous to take the long position if you do not have anything of that. For the daily traders, as I said, we need to wait for a bounce because markets overextended down and stands at the support. This is not the best combination for taking any short position by far.